Maybe? Actually, I can make this work. I can make this work. I'm steal. Thank you. I miss streaming a lot. I miss talking to people. Oh, wow. That was too long of a break. Okay. So, from what I was seeing, people usually show the feet first, I think. Oh my. You look like you're having fun. Yeah, I was having a lot of fun. It was definitely needed, to be frank. These are just normal, stereotypical sneakers. Let me just make it. Yeah. 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 They came free on Vroid. Basically, anyone can put their model in these shoes and stuff. A fifth of a person. Egad. Music. Wait, is it still playing? No way. I missed you too, G Fitty. Okay, let's see. Okay, 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 okay. Low-key wear those sneakers. You could probably find them anywhere, like at any shoe store. Although, shoes are becoming extremely expensive now. How's Leon doing? He is doing great. He is currently asleep right now, all curled up, like a little fluff ball of fluff. Not anymore. Okay. All right. Socks. Socks. Kind of boring, but I kind of like them. Leggies. When you first started talking. Oh, okay. Okay, I get it. Everything is becoming expensive. Yes! The freaking price tag on those things. It's kind of getting hard to find some new stuff to play. Sucks. All right. Ha! This is a long time of planning, but I actually kind of like this one. I want to stick with this one for a while. At least until I can make it into a 2D model. Hopefully. Maybe. I don't know. Thank you. Sony really wanted to... Oh, God, that's a lot. 1,000 units for my own currency. Oh, God. At this point, it's better to just get stuff like used and stuff. And just the earrings. Yeah, yeah. Almost everything in this today is brand new. I like your wallpaper. Thank you. This is the Kingdom Hearts 3 wallpaper for Kingdom Hearts 3. Thank you. Thank you. Um, that was a really, really long month to get like everything settled. So for the first week, very sporty. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. The first week, being off stream, I was a vendor for a event over at my estate. Um, Sold a lot of stuff, lots of stuff, like coloring books and cups. I sell cups and I make cups. Um, don't know if it can be seen in my description or anything, but I have a Ko-fi, and if anybody wants a custom made cup, then you can talk to me and I can make that happen. I'm planning on making lots and lots of stuff, and I really want to give it a try. And then was the big event, the Florida trip. I took a trip to Florida. It was really sunny and really pretty. My older sister, she rented a Airbnb for this little beach house. It was so cute. It was so very cute. I wish I took more pictures of it, but kind of ran out of time. I mostly just spent my days just by the beach drinking wine. It was really fun. Got sunburnt though. Wear sunscreen. Because that sucked. It really sucked. And that was about it. Yeah. The rest of my days were spent like at work and give me your finest cup. The finest cup of all. What was I talking about? Oh, the rest of my days were spent doing like work and just creating bracelets and all that stuff. It was really relaxing. Coloring book, never seen one so long. I kind of want one now. Oh. I'll try to set one up for like a free downloadable, like a free page. I haven't really yet set anything up yet. Lots of stuff is in the in progress. I'm sorry, I could have worded that right. It's been a while since I streamed. Trying to get into the swing of things again. I'm hungry. You should probably eat something. You have like snacks lying around, or what should I eat? Probably something that's super nutritious, like I don't know, something with lots of protein. I really have nothing else planned for today other than showing off my new model. I have a banana. That'll work. Just don't drink soda with your banana. It'll cause some problems. So I kind of ran out of stuff to show. So I'm just gonna how the carbonation mixing in with the banana, it makes a lot of gas. I'm gonna say, and it can have like a really big impact in your stomach. Like it can cause you to like throw up and stuff. It's really nasty. Solo, Savage, Omega, and Monster Hunter? When did I say that? Oh, I don't have soda. Good, good. I think that's suicide, dude. Oh, it should be said that I'm streaming this both on Twitch and on YouTube. I finally have multi-streaming working on OBS. Finally! What's Monster Hunter World? It's a multiplayer game on various consoles. Basically, you play as this... oh, Wilds! I thought it was World for a second. Basically, you play as this hunter and you like fight giant monsters and like harvest their scales and their meats, and it looks really fun. If I had the money for it, I would definitely play it. Have you played Deltarune Chapter 3 and 4? Yes, I have. It's really fun, and I really like the music. Speaking of games, I'm gonna go ahead and start this one. Me too. Yeah. Is my desktop working? No. There we go. Ew. Thank you, AutoMod. Loot. Please says it has loot. It has lots of loot. I think. I never really played. How are you not popular yet? You are my favorite. Well, thank you. It's really based on like other people's preferences and all that stuff. As much as I'd like to be a super like awesome like VTuber and all that stuff, I understand if I'm not like super popular or not. I'm not too worried about it. Alright, can this... Is this alright? You! Hey! Hi, welcome back. Also, no, I don't. You smell like cheese.
Enjoying yourself for a change?
I think the one who claims they smell cheese is the one that smells like cheese. Thank you very much, Rizal. I love loot. Borderlands has a chokehold on you. Okay. Hopefully the audio and the mic is okay. Hopefully. Maybe. I don't know. Everything's being held together by duct tape at this point. Duct tape and dynamite. Definitely, definitely. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, there we go. Boom. You should play that FNAF World Refreshed. Trust. Oh, so I made a promise to one of my viewers, one of my friends, Cappy. I'll definitely be playing Five Nights at Freddy's, but only the first one. I'll see where that goes afterwards. And then Resident Evil is going to be next. And then I don't know. Let's just see where this takes us. Which one though? The first one, right? There's like tens of thousands of them at this point. Ah, Limsa. I missed you. Oh, oh, oh. Bet. Everything's looking a bit grayer than usual. Alright, make sure my house does not get demolished. Yeah. I may have to go. Oh, it was nice seeing you again. And take care. Don't drink soda and eat a banana at the same time. Bad news. Bad news. Boss Farm's a thing here. Boss Farms? You can farm a boss, I think. For like mounts and stuff? Yeah, you can definitely do that. See ya, Item Asylum. Take care. Yeah. Okay, yeah. You can farm bosses. I believe Monster Hunter will be having a drop soon. I'm really curious about what kind of like how that will work. Because the first one with Rathalos, that one was pretty fun. It was kind of easy though, if I'm being frank. Dragon make clones. He did! For this one, let me find her. you can set up Party Finder for multiple bosses. Like, someone's doing a recollection farm right here for wings. And they kind of look like this. Although, being here doesn't really do it justice. I'll have to do it in somewhere else. Hang on. Yeah, wings. Worst part about farming bosses is unbelievable luck. Okay, I had a couple of runs where the Speen wings. These aren't really so bad because like every time you complete the trial, it gives you 2 totems, and 2 totems can easily add up to 100 totems, which you can buy it for free. Kinda. You just have to do it 50 times. However, Wings of the Knighthood, it does not do that. You have to repeatedly defeat the boss in order to get these wings. But they are so cool looking. And they have like these little rose petals just flittering around and stuff. I really like these. They're cool looking. Yeah, I really love them. Okay, this Crystal Tower. Jesus. Ari Fruta of the commonplace. I don't know what that is. I'm unfortunately. What's that from? isekai anime with lots of dungeons and raiding. Cool. Pulling up the orbs. Yeah. I've actually been kind of like behind on that whole thing. I haven't actually been haven't had a chance to actually do any gameplay or anything at all. It sucks. But you know, life happens. I am in Alliance B, which means I go in the middle. Slacked hard on them. Ooh. Oh! Yeah! Oh, man. Look at these heathens over here. Willfully snapping their own ankles just to jump down. Not like me, I'm a dignified person. Splash people with lava? Why would I do that? That was close. Hard to believe this was once hard content. God, Miss Heavensward. Pretty soon, once I get my new computer and stuff, I should replay the whole entire story again. I'm just so in love with this lore. $10. It says it's Alexander raids. Maybe. You know what? Maybe just for the first few chapters of Shadowbringers. I think I'll do it. Yeah. Just for today. If I get in a raid, that is. That would be amazing. Alexander, Alexander. I knew it! It's Alexander! It's always Alexander. At least the music's good. Restore the middle! Imprint the middle! Imprint the middle! Imprint the middle! Imprint the middle! Transform Voltron! Jesus. What kind of macro is that? Okay. It wasn't planned, but... I think I gotta start Shadowbringers again. No, crit. I think it was more Dona that starts it. Oh, to those who don't know, this is Yoshi P. He's the co-director, I think. Sorry. Been a while since I kept up with anything. Tataru is itching to share what appears to be good news. Good news, Lusa. We've had a stroke of luck in our search for that beacon. Savior. Yeah, that's another word for it. Apparently, our colleagues have stumbled across a hidden path leading down into the hollows around the base of the Crystal Tower. A path I doubt we'd ever have found had the Ironworks and the Suns had not added to their numbers to the party. Thanks to them, we have eager eyes aplenty down there, checking under rocks and peering into every nook and cranny. Still, Sounds like there's a lot of ground to cover. Then we better go give him a hand. I got 2. My thoughts exactly. You don't know? You don't know! Also, hi, Trebix. How are you? The sooner we find this beacon, the sooner you can travel to wherever it is this mysterious voice is coming from. And the sooner we can work out how to help our friends. We have to find a way to wake them up, and before the Empire comes calling again. Meaning we have no time to lose. There is a boat in the north at Silver Tier waiting to ferry people to the site, so let's be on our way. Wake me up inside! I can't wake up! Hey Trebix, when are you doing Zillinia Extreme? When's it gonna happen, buddy? Huh? Huh? Hmm? 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 You don't have to if you don't want to. Heading to the survey site, madame. It's on the eastern shore of the lake, and the swiftest way to get there is by boat. A lot of memories are floating back. I think I started Shadowbringers around, 2022? It was some time right before Endwalker dropped. I didn't know what I was getting myself into, but I'm glad I did. Because this is peak storytelling. This chapter right here. And Endwalker only succeeded because, like, Shadowbringers was that good. Best expansion. Yes, it is the best. The Archons need our help. Next to that, even matters of the heart don't seem to matter. I've detected no slavering beasts in the vicinity. My sister accepted. The Ironworks is out in force, Master Garlon's orders. That towering edifice is the outer wall of the Crystal Tower's foundation. The Labyrinth of the Ancients is, to be precise. I think, as much as I want people to play this game for this part specifically, is unfortunately the chapters previously, they're still good. They're still good. However, it is a lot of reading, a lot of research, and a lot of lore to cover before you can get to this part specifically. It's like making someone cook before they can eat it. And they don't know how well they can cook until they can eat it. The air here weighs heavily upon me. 'Tis little wonder, I suppose, when standing in the shadow of such an imposing structure. I've got 2 coworkers trying it out. I forgot how. Yeah. Same. I tried to do it on my own for a while, and I still love ARR. Let that be known. It's just a lot. Like a lot. Lusa, the search continues. I have no doubt where you should find this beacon of yours. All right. I remember how much convincing it took to get my brother to get into this game. To be honest, I was still trying to get into it as well.
Look how many people there are.
Like, the first time I tried Final Fantasy 14 was during the COVID pandemic. And, I wanted someone to play it with as well. But understandably, my brother was playing something else at that time. I quit, and then I came back at around the 2020s to play again, and I got to this, and I was like, holy crap, people need to play this.
Should we get to it then? Pick up anything that seems the least bit device-like, and we'll make ourselves a pile.
Well, if it isn't the hero of the hour, maybe you'll change our look. We've found bugger all without you.
Biggs! Wedge!
Aye, aye. Well, we could hardly say no to a call for aid from the Scions. Jesse called the chief of some other business, so we'll be working twice as hard to make up for his not being here.
Thrice as hard, even.
Thank you, both of you. I'm sure we'll find that beacon in no time.
I'm not seeing anything out here. Do you reckon you could squeeze in there, Wedge?
And get stuck halfway? No, thank you.
I could try if you like.
Tataru, no! We couldn't ask you to do that.
Oh, I'll be fine. This receptionist is not afraid to get her hands dirty.
Ah. I like that little face my character makes. That little ah.
Sorry, I meant to say, the scholars haven't finished their preliminary assessment of the site yet, so we're not supposed to venture too far in. What's that you got there? Now that looks promising.
Isn't that the Ironworks symbol? Counterfeiters?
Ah, headache!
You all right?
What's happening?
Stay with me. Focus on my voice. Let expanse contract. Eon become instant.
Wine headache.
Wait, this must be it. The device. Oh, this is supposed to happen.
Throw wide the gates that we may pass.
I can't imagine what it was like playing this for the first time
Find our
on
friends
release.
and bring them home.
Must have been awesome. It was. No! Ah, it still hurts.
Freedom in that!
This is one battle you cannot fight. Away with you.
Spirited accounts always comes in
We did everything right. Everything that was asked of us, and still it came to this.
Raubon Extreme. I heard about that. I think Renan made a video of it. Yeah, he did. Yeah. That's hilarious.
Your time has not yet come.
Did you also have to go through the extreme Pippin Extreme? I can't imagine like that happening to people back to back. Still, it's funny though. Instances are awful. Mistakes were made so that we can better ourselves for the future.
From endless dreams I awake. Something vague, yet urgent, calls me to action once more.
Rare to meet someone out here who's not a peddler themselves. What brings you into the wilds this time of night?
What do you mean this time of night?
Well, if it ain't the oldest joke in the book. Me granddad, God's rest his soul, used to tell that one to the barman at kicking out time. when, pray tell, did we last have a dark night? You rotten old drunk, yet he'd reply. Over 100 bleeding years ago, that's when. You got that look down to a T. I'd almost think you meant it. Ah, got to you, did they? Poor beggar. That explains it then. Well, I've roads to travel and wares to sell, but you best hurry along to the town nearby. Just head east through the trees and aim for the Shining Tower. You'll find the place soon enough. 'Tis the biggest settlement for malms around. Go on now, friend. They'll take good care of you in the Crystarium.
Dizzying heights it rises. The gleaming spire. Its tip threatening to pierce the blinding canopy. There, it will all begin anew. Between dark and light. The pure and the corrupt. The one true struggle.
Loony. I forgot how blinding it is. Curses.
Halt! Every face in this city I know. Yours, I do not. This is the threshold of the Crystarium, stranger, and I am its gatekeeper. If you would enter, you will answer my questions. From where do you hail?
How do you answer that?
You will not say? Then I have even less reason to trust you. Had you given me an honest answer, I would not have barred your way. We care little here for a person's place of origin, but instead, you chose concealment. And I will not suffer you to pass. That one had eaten. It must have gulped down the whole hand, ring and all.
That sucks.
Everything all right, Captain?
Quite all right, my lord. Just a stray sin eater, and a weak one at that.
I see. Weak or not, we should be on the lookout for more. But I see you've met my guest. I will escort her to the Crystarium myself, if you've no objections.
Another of your mysterious friends, is it? I should have known. Very well. I'll inform the others your guest is to be given the run of the city. Pray forgive my less than cordial welcome. May the rest of your stay with us be a pleasant one.
Come with me. I will answer whatever questions you have when we are somewhere more private. Right then, before we plunge into the wheres and wherefores, let me first thank you for answering my summons. I had intended to bring you directly to my personal quarters, but I fear my aim was slightly off. That you are still able to make the crossing unharmed is a great relief. And so, we come to the question of where. The realm in which you now find yourself belongs to one of the 13 reflections, or shards. The first, to be precise, even if its inhabitants are largely oblivious to the fact. As to wherefore, having been awarded the rather grandiose title of Crystal Exarch, I, in my capacity as caretaker of the Crystarium, thought to seek the aid of you and your companions.
Are the other Scions here?
Ah,
What
that
of his bad aim?
is a question with no simple answer. But all shall be explained in due course, I promise you.
Oh, wasn't there one situation where... Never mind. But, yeah, that would be bad. Really bad.
Let us begin with the glaring skies up above. Here in the first, the world has been all but consumed by primordial light. It began a century ago, by this realm's reckoning. A luminous flood swallowing everything in its path. More than 9/10 of this star was lost. And the fortunate few who survived are hounded by abominations born of that catastrophe even now. Sin Eaters, we call them. The creature you saw earlier was one such monstrosity. It was to save the first from this menace that I learned to bridge the rift between worlds. That I might call upon the aid of the greatest of heroes. And though it meant depriving a world of its champion, I had to try. For in saving the first, you would bring salvation to the source as well. But what manner of host harangues his guests in the middle of the road? Let us continue our talk within the Crystarium.
soul sanctuary for the living in a world all but resigned to oblivion. Each stone was laid with hope. The town itself a symbol, a monument to defiance in the face of death. No would-be hero could fail to answer its call. For who among us does not yearn for salvation?
God, I miss this. And here we are. Welcome, my friend, to the Crystarium. Yay! Now, a full and frank discussion in the privacy of my study would seem to be in order. But I think our conversation would be more meaningful if were you the first to gain a firmer grasp of the situation here. To that end, I would like you to visit a few of the Crystarium's civic leaders and glean something of this world and its predicament. As you can see, the path will take you directly to the Aetherite, a convenience for which I am sure you are only too familiar. Being the rightful object of my summoning spell, you should in theory be able to reach all the way back around your etheric trail and find a connection to the source, believe it or not. Hydrate. Okay! I strongly suggest you complete this attunement before venturing any further. After you've done so, walk up to the steps next to the Aetherite and head out to the left to arrive in the crystalline mean. This is where you'll find out the collective of crafters and gatherers, as well as their spokesman, Catless, one of the people I should like you to meet. Another is Morin. To reach him in his cabinet of curiosity, you'll want to avoid the aforementioned steps. Take the exit on the left and simply continue straight along down until you come to the large doors at the end of the path. The third and final person I would like you to meet is Bragi, our man in charge of trade and distribution. That's a lot of talking. He is to be found in the markets, which you can access to the opposite side of the Aetherite Plaza. In seeking out each of my colleagues, you will visit the major districts of the city and hopefully gain a feel of the place. I trust my directions were simple enough. Crystal clear. Very good. I concede. The layout of the Crystarium owes more to the historic necessity than planning. But I'm sure you'll learn the twists and turns before long. In all honesty, the true challenge might be finding the right way to approach its citizens. As you discovered during your encounter with the captain, the people of this world are unaware of the existence of other stars and will struggle to accept the truth of your origin. That being the case, when they ask where Once you hail, as they inevitably will, I suggest you claim to share a homeland with the Crystal Exarch. Is an unspoken rule here about peering too deeply into that particular mystery. Once you've finished making the rounds, pray meet me in the large courtyard at the center of town. Until then. One brings shadow, one brings light. Oh, I gotta tune first, don't I? Even though I'm already attuned. By focusing your senses, you detect a flow of vastly distant currents of aether. Your connection to these energies is faint but stable and should allow teleportation to aetherites in the source. Hey. What are you doing? What are you doing? Ow. Ow. Meow. 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 You butt. Ow. Ow. You butt. Give me just 1 second. Okay. Excuse me, miss. Are you recently come to the city, perchance? I'm quite familiar with our civic roles, you see, and, well, what I meant to ask is, have you brought any books with you? Rumpled scroll even? A scrap of scribbled on parchment? My apologies. Literature is something of an obsession of mine, as well as a profession. Librarian Morin, at your service. And this humble collection is known as the Cabinet of Curiosity. As your powers of perception have likely informed you, my colleagues and I are responsible for curating all manner of tomes, documents, and other vehicles for the written word. As horrific as the loss of life and land wrought by the flood unquestionably was, the damage to recorded it. Unquestionably was the damage to recorded knowledge was no less catastrophic. We few do all we can to preserve what wisdom survived. But tell me, what brings you to the cabinet today? Looking for any title in particular? Mayhap a spot of academic research? Oh, so you've an interest in modern history. Splendid! A thorough review of recent events can often yield novel perspectives. I quite agree. If you would prefer something visual to accompany to the account, then I think I have an illustrated history book for the children somewhere. Just a moment, and I'll fetch it for you. Hydrate! You just did it! How much water should I drink? Dry mouth. Maybe. I'll be right back. All the water. I'm fully prepared, Sinnoh. I have not one, but 2 bottles of water! And here we are. Would you like to pull up a chair? Make yourself more comfortable? On with the lesson then. 100 years ago, or near enough not to the matter, villains known as the Warriors of Light slew the Shadowkeeper, the Steward of Darkness. In the wake of this tainted deed, light began to pour into the world, as if from unseen cracks. It pooled and swelled without cease, until the day an enormous blinding wave rose up and swept across our star. We called this calamity the Flood of Light. Everything it touched was leached of life and vigor, leaving naught behind but a luminous wasteland. Yet when it seemed all would be lost, a savior appeared before us. The Oracle of Light, She stood twixt us and approaching doom, and by her power did she stay the flood. Thus was Novrant, and Novrant alone, spared the fate of Erasure. Tragedy would, however, arrive in another form. From the blasted emptiness descended horrors of strange and terrible aspect to bedevil the few folk who survived. These Sin-Eaters were light incarnate, and their fulgent presence stole the night from Novrant's sky. Even now they circle the remaining bastions of civilization, ever on the hunt for us, ever hungering for our flesh. And thus did the world become what it is. Should you ever wish to hear the tale again, I would be glad to retell it for you. Or, if you would rather I speak of other matters, that too would be my pleasure. I should be glad of the company. Your exchange with Morin has taught you about the flood of light. New to the city, friend. The spinning head and wide eyes give you away. Welcome. My name is Braggy, and I am the master of these markets. They gave the district another official title, but I'm not in the habit of using it. Too floored by half. In any case, our merchants stock a range of equipment for the minstrels such as yourself, so finding something in your size shouldn't be a problem. I'm sorry, did you say minstrel? Aye. Something wrong? Let's see if we can straighten this out. See those two in front of us? The shorter one is a Hoon. The taller one is an elf. That sturdy fellow over there is a Galgant. Whilst the one with the horns is a Drawn. And then you have the large scaly chap with a long tail and a knack for raising livestock. Those would be the Zune. which is apparently not the same as you know them by. Now I'm curious to know which far-flung region you hail from. Ah, the same as the Exar, huh? Well, that explains it. You don't get much further flung than that. We've had a few of your lot pass through in recent years. And despite their obvious learning, they've blundered over the simplest things. But not worry. Not to worry. Should you find yourself confused by the local language or customs, I'll be here to answer your questions. Your exchange with Bragi has taught you about the peoples of the First. But there is a chance for, I don't know, Shadowbringers being free to play at some point, like the other expansions. That would be awesome. So freaking awesome. I'm sure it will be. Rare to see a place so well stocked with goods, isn't it? But not here. Right now it's Stormblood up to level 70 and Cop. Didn't they expand on that one? Hang on. I think I found it. Hang on. No, wait, that's not it. Did you know that the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV has a free trial including the entirety of A Realm Reborn and the award-winning Heavensward expansion up to level 60 with no restrictions or playtime? And... crap. That's the old one. Sign up today. Yay! I'm going to guess you're new to our fair city. Well, for what it's worth, you've chosen a fine sanctuary. The Exarch can throw up a barrier if the Senators come knocking, so it's a damn sight safer in here than it is out there. Safer and more civilized, too, thanks to us in the mean. We work together to procure materials and resources, and craft the goods which makes city life possible. This is a place to visit if you need a coat mended or a kettle forged. Just don't go thinking it'll all be handed to you on a plate like those Yulmorian layabouts. Here in the Crystarium, we work for a living. Though I see you're no stranger to honest labor. You don't have a whiff of that indolence in you about you like some folk I've met. Still, I can't quite pin down your profession. Where is it you're from? One of the Exarch's countrymen, you say? I see. Well then, I'll work twice as hard to make you feel welcome. Our city wouldn't even exist if it weren't for him. And any friend of his is a friend of ours. It's really quite incredible when you think about it. They say his grand magic summoned the Crystal Tower into existence, pulled the entire thing out of thin air. It wasn't long before droves of refugees began congregating about his base, desperate for shelter after losing their homes to the flood. And that's how the Crystarium began. At the Exarch's invitation, buildings started going up, and with the help of some curious relics brought forth from the tower, the place gradually expanded into a thriving metropolis you see today. The city stood here for decades now, yet the eldest among us swear the Exarch looks exactly the same as he did back then. He is indeed a man of many mysteries, but for all his secrecy, he has never let us down. So if he and you wish to remain silent about your shared homeland, then the folk here will respect your wish for privacy. I am, however, more than a little curious to see any crafting talent in you that might be... crafting talent you might be hiding. If you ought to contribute that on the front, be sure to come back and visit once you've had a chance to settle in. Just ask for Catless, and I will find you a niche here and in the crystalline mean. You can help us keep the cogs of our city greased and turning. The exchange with Catless has taught you about the life of the Crystarium. Yay! Well, how did you fare? Did my colleagues help you form a clear picture of this world and its people? I learned about life, the flood, and the people. As it seems you were treated to the most thorough introduction, I understand it was something of a chore, but 'twas necessary that you grasp these things before we proceed. As for the Crystal Tower's origin, you may have noted that the details were sparse. The structure is, in fact, the selfsame one you know from the source, transported to the first in its entirety. It was my first attempt at breaching the boundaries between worlds, something of a trial run for your eventual crossing. And although I did not know which era I tore it from, I do know that its arrival served to set the wheels of fate in motion. You've done as I requested and learned something of the world which you find yourself. Now is the time I fulfilled half of the bargain and explained what has befallen your comrades. That is a conversation I would rather have in the privacy of my quarters. However, I must go ahead to the tower and organize a few things, but I shall see that the guard knows to admit you. Just like that, then Graha Tia is... I am not familiar with that name. Is there something I should know? An extraordinary tale, but I'm afraid I found no such individual residing in the tower when it passed on into my care. Mayhap we can revisit that mystery another time. For now, I think it best that we focus in the present. Yeah, sure, yeah, sure, yeah, sure, yeah, sure, yeah, sure, I know! To our face, too! Greetings, madam. The Exart awaits you within. I love this OST so much.
Welcome to the Ocular, my private study. We can speak here without fear of being overheard. I have much to explain, but the truths which I must touch upon in doing so would cause only distress and confusion to the people of this world. Pray keep that in mind. Now, I am sure you are desperate to know the fate of your fellow Scions. To put it simply, they are here in the First. Their arrival, however, was not as recent as you may imagine. Here, time flows at a different pace from that of the Source. In the space of a single hour in your home world, an entire year might pass in the First, and the reverse could also be true. The pace fluctuates without rhyme or reason, and it cannot be predicted. That said, we seem to be entering a period of near equivalence, and thus, for the moment, you need not overly concern yourself with the passage of time. As for your companions, however, Yustola and Urianger have dwelled here for 3 winters, all told, while Thancred's count stands at 5. Even our more recent arrivals, Alphino and Alize, have lived in the First for almost a year. My intention had been to summon only you, but the art of reaching across worlds has proven exceedingly difficult to master. Thus it was that my fumbling hand closed upon those to whom your fate is most closely bound as well. As they were not the object of my summons, their transference was incomplete. Though they may appear to possess corporeal bodies, they are, in truth, merely spirits that one can see.
I forgot about this. You got a nightfall. Yep. Yep.
Consequently, while you yourself will be able to pass between worlds with relative freedom, they will not. Much as it grieves me, they are stranded here, unable to return.
Give me your clothes. What have they been doing all this time?
spent every waking hour searching for a way to reverse the summoning. In the beginning, at least. As you may have surmised, however, our efforts met with little success. And then we all but abandoned the endeavor once Urianger shared with us the vision he had witnessed during his journey through the rift. In that chaotic no-man's land between realms, time and space warp and blend in unexpected ways. What Urianger saw was the future. That which would one day come to pass. In his vision of tomorrow, the first was rejoined with the source. This collision of worlds brought about the 8th umbral calamity and the deaths of countless multitudes. Amongst those who perished, Urianger clearly saw the fall of the Scion's mightiest champion. He watched you die.
Ah!
And thus did the Scions embrace their exile, and began searching this world for a means to forestall the coming catastrophe in yours. Their souls are stranded in the first, yes, but they have fought on, desperate to save their home and you from destruction.
At least they had robes for this one, instead of being butt naked like Thancred.
Nor have their efforts been in vain. For it was they who finally established that the elimination of the Sin Eaters will indeed serve to prevent the calamity. Considering these circumstances of our meeting, you would be forgiven for doubting my version of events. And so, before all else, I would suggest you track down your comrades and hear the tale from their lips.
Nudist bringers?
I shall of course be happy to assist in these reunions, and you need not make any decisions regarding your involvement until you are certain of where you stand. Meanwhile, I promise I will not rest until I have found a way to help your friends return home. What say you? Have I earned your trust for the moment, at least?
I think when I first played this, like I was like so distraught when like all the Scions like freaking collapsed, and I was like so worried and stuff. And then this happened, and I think at first I was like willing to like give him the benefit of a doubt. Ah, this is bringing back so much memories. Aye, but I see you keep that promise.
Excellent. You will not regret this. With that settled, we shall have to see about getting you ready for the road. Traveling across the rift has no doubt left you weary. I will arrange for a room where you might rest in comfort. While it's being prepared, perhaps I can show you around.
Please. I was having like so many theories in my head to like who this person was under the mask and stuff. What really threw me off was the fact that there's a certain asset to which his race had. And whoever designed this like this outfit for him was so freaking mean. Cause like I wouldn't have guessed until like the reveal happened. It was just really well done. It was so well done. The Crystarium boasts a number of residential districts, but I have been informed that a room has just become available in the Pendants. Which, as it turns out, is perfect. Our path there will take us past the markets. And I was hoping to give you my own introduction to their wares. Come along.
This is the Musica Universalis, the commercial heart of the Crystarium. What you might need to prepare for your journeys can be purchased here. Ah, yes. You must be curious about the currency. Fear not. The gil you carry will serve you well enough. Each nation once minted its own coins, but 'twas all a jumbled mess following the flood. After much debate, the local merchants eventually elected to revert to the old ways, wherein a coin's value was decided by the worth of its metal. As for a unit of measurement, we agreed upon the term gil, a word borrowed from coins uncovered within the Crystal Tower here. And as our traders peddled their wares across the land, so too did our usage of gil become common practice. From what your stola tells me, a standard coin from the source equates to exactly 1 gil here, or near enough, not to matter. Our way of life has benefited greatly from the artifacts we recovered from the tower, some of which may be familiar to you. But I fear it would not be practical for us to provide everything to which you are accustomed. You shall need a means to access the commodities of your homeworld. Avan Kerm Sin?
Yes, I'm here. Of course I'm here. What amusements do you have for me today?
My dear Feo Ul, paragon of pixie kind. For you, I have the most vital task. This fine lady is a friend from a distant realm.
I love Fayeul.
And we have need of a means to ferry things back and forth from her home. Might you be able to assist us in this matter?
You came from beyond, didn't you? From beyond the rift? How wonderfully exciting! What a brave and reckless and marvelous thing you did! You've the heart of a pixie, you do. After careful consideration, I have decided to grant you my assistance. Make a pact with me and the fun can begin. But answer me this, traveler. Did your garments come with you when you crossed over? Your teeth? Your nails? Just as I thought! Then you've a good stout connection with your home through which all your belongings, great and small, may easily pass. From this moment forth I will be your Isne Fis, and you my Snay Yak. Like the branch which sprouts from the sapling, our bond will flow unbroken from one to the other. Raise your hand. Tis done. We are bound now, dearest sapling. Come, come then. Make your request. Tell me your desire. I wish to visit this world of yours.
Mayhap her message to your friends in the Source to inform them of your safe arrival.
Tataru? Send a message to Tataru.
Consider it done.
Couldn't she do both, though?
As you heard, that was Feo Ul of the Pixies. Their kind possess an affinity for magic akin to that of arcane beings. They rarely show themselves in populated areas, but Feo is insatiably curious even by Pixie standards, and seems to have taken a liking to the Crystarium. Right, we were going to organize a room for you, weren't we? Come along.
Tataru is just gonna charge you an out of sir. No! Tariffs are bad enough! As a result of your pact with the Feaul, you now have access to delivery moguls, the market boards, and summoning bells while in the first. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. I will be right back. I'm back, and I have a sandwich! Highly encourage everybody else who is watching this by any chance to stretch, get some water, make yourself something to eat. Ah, there you are. I was just finalizing the matter of your accommodation. You will have a private room here in the Pendants for the duration of your stay, to make use of it as you see fit. When you are ready to retire, the manager will show you to your lodgings. Pray rest and recuperate, and we shall reconvene in the ocular anon. I believe that covers all the practical concerns. Thank you for answering my call, Lusa. We are denied the comforting blanket of night, but may peaceful dreams attend you nevertheless. Pleasure to meet you, miss, and welcome to your new home at the Pendants. Your room is ready, if you care to retire.
I know you. You're the warrior of light from the source.
I didn't know the mic was off. Oh no. Sorry, I was eating my sandwich. The Warrior of Darkness?
What? Did you just... You can hear me? Oh, gods, how long has it been? That was what I called myself in your world. The Warrior of Darkness. My real name is Ardbert. I used an alias in the source, a daft one, looking back. If you recall my tale, it was my comrades and I who caused the flood. We thought our home doomed. And so we listened to the Ascians. Let them guide us to the source, and tried to hasten their god's damned ardor. I remember when we fell. defeated by you and yours. I remember our audience with Minfilia. How she listened to our pleas and returned our souls to the First. The flood was poised to swallow Norvrant. Minfilia and my friends, they surrendered what little they had left to hold it back. Just faded away, leaving me to bear witness. Tell me, do you know the year? How much time has passed since we caused the flood?
Mm-hmm.
100 years. 100 long years.
That's what I was thinking too. Show me the champion of light. I'll show you the herald of darkness. Oh, he doesn't have collision.
My hands find no purchase. My gestures catch no eye, and my pleas, be they whispered or screamed, reach not a single ear. I am a shade, cursed to do naught but drift. I feel as if I've been walking forever. I hardly noticed when my mind and body began to fray at the edges.
It's free on PSN.
Then bang! My senses were sharp again. I felt like a fish being reeled in, and before I knew it, I found myself in this room. Why is it that you can see me? What are you even doing here, come to that? You were summoned to save the First. A waste of time. This world is beyond saving, like those who try to save it. Muddled as my mind may be, I've not forgotten that. But if fate has brought me to you, the one person in this God's-forsaken world who can see and hear me, then perhaps there is a reason I endured. If I can find out why I was left behind, then maybe I can bring this journey of mine to an end. Well, I'll be watching, Warrior of Light. But do me a favor. Be careful out there. This world has had its fill of heroes.
Okay, bye. Oh, that reminds me of that other Benny G video. The one where the Exarch makes a sandwich for the Warrior of Light. The ice cream one is... yeah. I love the ice cream one. Sorry if I can't completely say names or anything, but I don't know who's watching this, and they might want to be like spoiler free and stuff. So I'm trying to do that as much as I can. But for those who know, you know. Mistress Lusa, the Exarch awaits you within.
Ah, how did you find your new quarters? I trust you were able to rest?
Well enough, thank you.
That is good to hear. Should you want for anything, pray let me know. Now, let us return to the subject of the Scion's whereabouts. This map shows the lands of Norvrand, the only area to be spared the Flood of Light. The Crystarium is here, in the region known as Lakeland. To the north is the fairy kingdom of Ilmeg. That is where you'll find Urianger. To the east lies the once prosperous civilization of Rak-Tika. Your Stola is stationed there, in the heart of the forest.
Lahi!
Alas, neither location can be reached without considerable difficulty. As such, I would suggest you first seek out one of the twins, each of whom is stationed but a short flight from the Crystarium. Alphino is on Calusia, an island off the western shore. It is home to a city called Yulmore, where the rich and privileged while away their days in idleness. For his part in furthering our cause, Alphino journeyed there to meet with the citizenry and forge alliances. From what I hear, he has since kept himself busy gathering information around the main settlement. Alize, meanwhile, traveled south to the arid wastes of Armareng. They lie upon the very edge of the inhabitable world, where the Flood of Light was halted. Those who dwell there live in constant fear of attack by the Sin Eaters. In contrast to her brother, Alize felt that her energies would better be spent learning about the enemy, and thus she sells her services as a guard, both to hone her skills and gather information on our foe.
Best expansion, best memes. Heck yeah!
So, will it be Calicia or Armareng? It matters not which you choose to visit first. Simply inform me once you've made your decision, and I will see to it that you are provided with a suitable mount. Ah, but you must be wondering about Thancred. He has taken up with a new companion, and is presently engaged as a wandering hunter of Sin Eaters. Being ever on the move, his whereabouts are often difficult to ascertain, but I am certain your paths will cross ere long.
Okay, heads, Alphino. Tails, Alize. Alize. Your first order of business is to reunite with Alphino and Alize. In so doing, the predicament here in Norvrand should become abundantly clear. As for the communications with the source, Beowul will gladly serve you as a messenger if needs be. However, you yourself should be capable of making the journey between worlds. The device here will serve as a portal. Simply touching a hand to its surface will transport you to the location of the beacon I left at the base of the tower. In theory, at least. Ready to depart for Armareng? Alize will be overjoyed to see you safe, and I know she's particularly concerned for your well-being. She impressed upon me how regrettable of a timing of her summoning was. Repeatedly. I only hope that my part in sending you to her will garner some measure of forgiveness. Here, this is a letter of introduction addressed to the man named Cassard, the master of the merchant of the caravan. There are a few who know the ways of the desert as well as he does. Find him at Amaro Launch, and he will see to that you reach your destination. There. If you come looking for work, I might have a spot for another guard. A missive. That's sealed. Oh ho, a friend of the Exarch. I was hoping to meet someone in Armorang. Hoping to meet someone in Armorang, are you? Then I shall be your guide. I was about to set off for our outpost there, as a matter of fact, so we can leave right away, assuming you have everything you need. All set? Then off to the unforgiving sands we go. We can now travel to Armorang. Speak to the Aldor Amar Tamer to fly to the desert. I don't need the Aether Compass. When Mother Heidelin said that we will walk, we shall walk.
From this parched earth, the nation of Nabath, Arang once rose. When I journeyed here, long ago, I spoke with a sun-weathered elder. He told me Armorang meant majestic land in the language of his people. And so it might still be, were it not for the light's unrelenting onslaught.
No matter how many times I come here, the cold never fails to catch me off guard. The sky might be bright as in the scorching hours of the day, but it gets brisk enough to make you shiver. The PTSD here still remains. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Now, the Exarch's letter said that I was to take you to the end of Journey's Head, which is where this Alize friend of yours is staying. But that's a fair old distance, so I propose that we make a stop in Mordsork to break up the trek. Allow me to attend to some business, and for you to enjoy the local hospitality. Sound good? Good. All right, you lot, I'm off. And I better not see the goods covered in sand when I get back. Right, we head southwest, straight as an arrow. And walking. Alright, that's enough. I missed it. Stop here a moment. This is your first visit to Amarang, is it not? Before you cross the River of Sand, you need to turn around and feast your eyes on that. What am I looking at? They built them big, didn't they? That's Karshari. Karshari? Seeing that was left behind, I believe that's what they said was once more than Novrant's mightiest nations. At least until the flood came along. Great chunks of Nabatharang's lands were lost to the light. Its great city included. The few who survived didn't see much point in staying. Most of them, anyway. No, not many chose to come here these days, not with everything in ruins. Even that hulking great fortress has become little more than a Morrow roost for me and my caravan. But not everywhere is it deserted as this place. Just wait until you see Morg Sook. Let's press on, shall we? Here we are, Morg Sook. By the blessed shadow, I love this town. Morg Sook, not just full of Mord, but whom's and all manner of others too. Has been a refuge for folk displaced by the flood, so the population is nothing if not diverse. Oh, have you met a Mord before? They might look like shifty little blighters, but a more welcoming for you could never wish to meet. Speaking of which, we should pay our respects to Master Kengen. I'll go ahead and let him know we've arrived. So this is a Mord?
Master Gengen, this is the friend of the Exarch I was telling you about.
Very good, very good. Though friend or no, all are welcome in Mord's.
Sook is Mordish for city. As things stand, this souk boasts the largest and busiest marketplace in all Amarang.
Souk. Souk.
You'll find ore from the mines here, of course, but all manner of other things too. Many of them rare. As I told you before, not many visit Amarang by choice, but Mord Souk's a different story. Merchants come from realms around to purchase the relics the Mord dig up.
Aye, that they do. For Mord do not dismiss the spoils of years. We clean them and polish them and reveal to the world their true value. That is why they come here, come from far away, come with much money. And so our souk is always busy, busy, busy. No such thing as a thing no one needs.
You say that every time, Master Gengen. Some sort of family motto, wasn't it? Or perhaps a Maud philosophy, for which we should all be very grateful. Would that everyone was so willing to take in refugees regardless of race or creed. Now then, if you intend to spend any time here, you'll want to gain the trust of the locals. And there's a little custom all newcomers are expected to observe.
The cracking of the coin purse. You buy one thing from the market. Price can be low or high, just as long as you buy.
As the good Maud says. In fact, the Exarch sent a little something to cover this very expense. A Verbert gold piece, no less. The first I've held in years.
Gold? Real Verbert gold?
Here, newcomer, crack your coin purse with me.
Oh no, you want my goods, newcomer? I have jars and pots all smooth and shiny.
Over here! Come and look!
You buy, you buy?
Enough of that! Calm, I say! This one must still journey through the barrens. Nothing bulky, nothing heavy, no pox. Nothing better for the road than a full belly. Spend that piece at Ronron's place, yes? Eat for 3 before you leave.
Welcome to Ronron's, traveler. I have wares to empty your purse and fill your belly. Take your time. Stare and sniff before you choose, but no drooling on the merchandise, see? Yes? Browse through Ronron's wares. Frogs! Oh, you like those chewy skewers. Find small frogs hiding in the rocks. Spear with a stick, and then roast over fire. Crackly on the outside, gooey on the inside. Perfect for snacking. Meat. That's my ever-burning bounty, made with the best parts of a lizard, cured with a special spicy spices. Some find the smell challenging, but it'll warm you up on the chilly desert nights. Why is it dark? What's going on? Oh, it's the shadow. I call that mush loaf. The middle is stuffed with the bittersweet cactus fruits, so even the bread dries out. It's still moist on the inside, keeps you going in the heat. Worms. Everyone's favorite. Plumped white worms, slathered in honey. Once you eat a glazed wiggler, you'll never want any other treat. They all look tasty, yes? Which to choose? Which to choose? I've had frogs before. They're pretty good. Chewy, a quick and easy meal to carry you across the desert. You have the gold. And done. 1 Verbert honors buys you a... That's a lot. Oh, my poor girl. Every last mouthful! What an appetite! What a belly! A new legend is born in Mordsuk! Consider your coin purse cracked. I am pleased to accept your custom, and Gengen will be pleased that you honored ours. Keeping the merchandise down. Yes, no returns. Leon. What are you doing? What are you doing, cat? Woo! Okay, you can sit there. I was watching from here, Lusa. You honored our custom, and with great relish. You will always be welcome in Mordsuk. If you need anything in Armorang, we are here to provide. You have courage, my friend. Runron's wares are more exotic than harmful, but I don't envy you. The bellyache you'll have on the morrow. Right, now that you've eaten, I expect you're eager to get back on the road. Would you mind if we delayed our departure a touch? I have a few deals left to close before I can conclude my business here in Mordsuk. Oh, offering your services, aren't you? Well, an assistant would certainly help hurry things along. I have a receipt here for some goods that need to be picked up from the market. All properly paid for. You just need to do the lifting and carrying. I'll go and take care of some last-minute haggling. Then, see you in a bit. Wait, what? No, no, no. This is Bun Bun's private worm stash, not for sale. Hungry again already? You have a strong stomach, friend, but I wouldn't eat those. If you're handling Cassard's porter work, you've come to the wrong place. He has no outstanding orders with my shop. Man. You came in with Cassard, yes? Good, good. I can finally stop thinking about that sack. Please, take your prickly purchase. Hey, no touching! That merchandise is spoken for. You couldn't possibly change my mind with a better offer. What? Cassard sent you? Why didn't you say so? I would dream of selling his goods to a higher bidder. Oh, no, no, no. Nabatharang relics, wasn't it? All packed in the box there. Handle with care. Zenzen. Tia will be angry when he finds out I have not met the quota, but if he never finds me, I have nothing to worry about. Oh, that checks out. I'm going on a circle. Hands off! That water is for Mill's foot bath, unless you have corner to barter. Oh, you work for Cassard. Mil has his antiques all boxed up and ready for transport. Where? Cassard sent you, did he? Right, yes. What kind of ore was it again? Tin? Yes! Wait, no, are you sure? I don't seem to have any on hand. Was it in the journal by chance? Iron. Iron ore, of course. That would explain this box I have here. It is all yours. Don't tell me you've been around the entire market already. Aye, that's a lot. All right. Good work. And quick work, too. Considering you've not set foot in the place before, I thought you'd want to sit in the city like the Exarch. But something tells me you're not a stranger to visiting strange lands. Unfortunately, your efficiency presents something of a problem. I hoped to conclude all my business before you returned, but it seems there's been some confusion over one of the orders I placed. I have to drag in my middleman to sort this mess out. Sorry to make you sit around and twiddle your thumbs. Cassard? It feels like an age since I last saw you. No! Tesleen! Oh, if it isn't the lovely Tesleen. It has been a while, but your timing couldn't be better. This lady was on her way to meet with Alice, and I'm supposed to be taking her to your corner of the desert, but a misplaced order has commandeered my attention. Wait, I know who you are. Alize told me so much about you. You're Lusa, aren't you? How do you know? I knew it! How wonderful to meet you in the flesh after hearing all those stories. I'm Tesleen. I work as a carrier in the inn. And I've gotten to know Alize quite well since she took up guard duties there. Do you want me to take over as Luce's guide, Cassard? My shopping's all done and packed for the road, so it would be no trouble. That would be a great help, thank you. Well, looks like you'll be able to head straight out after all. My caravan and I will be in the area for a while yet. Seek me out when you've had your fill of armorang, and I'll send you back to the Crystarium. What? Cat. Alize has been desperate to see you, Lusa, so let's not get you to her sooner than later. The inn is not too hard to find, really. You can actually see the top of the rocks from the rock spires up there. Boy. 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 What is it? What is it? Huh? I just need to swing around the ridge and then head south. Come on. I'll get my supplies together and meet you outside. All set? Oh, I should probably mention the wildlife. Well, most of them will leave you be if you keep their distance. The local coyotes have learned to prey on folk heading home from the markets. I can usually swing a sword well enough to fend them off, but I may have loaded myself down with too many bargains today. Do you think you can handle any beasts that try to make a meal out of us? I thought you might. Alize was always saying how much you... Let's get going, shall we? Oh no! I one-shot it! Sorry, there wasn't much time to shout a warning. Were you bitten? Those things can be nasty. Yeah, hardly a match for you, it seems. I always thought that Alize was strong, but in her mind... Ugh. I always thought Alize was strong, but in her mind, she was never... Now that makes sense. Well, we should push on. It might be best if you scout ahead and clear out any coyotes that have our scent. I'll wait here so you can fight without any distractions. Oh, thank goodness you're back. I could hear the howling and snarling from here. Frightful creatures. Let's hope the rest have seen your handiwork and know how to avoid us now. I need to get these supplies back in the inn. This is it. Thanks to you, I didn't have to drop my shopping even once. Come to think of it, I'm glad I didn't make this trip alone. It seems you ended up escorting me. I'll have to repay the favor somehow. But first, let's head inside, shall we? Welcome to the inn at Journey's Head. You might be our first visitor from the Crystarium once Alize arrived. It's not much, but it's home for the afflicted and a handful of carriers. The afflicted? You don't know. I don't think I've ever met anyone besides Alize who is so unfamiliar with our situation here. Most folk have grown up knowing someone who knew someone. I might leave out something obvious, so it may be best to have Alize give you the full explanation. Where is she? I think she might be out on patrol. You could wait, I suppose. But why not go and surprise her? She usually takes a look at things from the watchtower first, so you might be able to catch her there. That's not far. Head out to the south side and you'll soon see it. I'll stay behind in case she comes back while you're gone. Alize is nowhere to be seen, but you spot fresh footprints on the ground and they look about to be the right size. Small footprints lead off to the northwest. Zombies! Footprints continue on to the northwest. The footprints curve around to the west. There are more tracks here, but they end in a mess of disturbed sand. Hey Robin, how are you?
back here!
Hi!
Is that... It can't be.
I'm fine. Good to hear. Good to hear. Impressive.
Just a lesser sin eater. Nothing to write home about. I knew you'd turn up sooner or later, but I had been hoping for sooner. How are you?
High heels in a desert area probably doesn't really feel right. I'm just now noticing that my character has high heels.
To a standstill then. The Exarch did say that the Empire seemed to have drawn back when he last looked in on the source. But without knowing for sure how fast time was passing there, I couldn't help worrying that a lot might have happened since then. I'm heartily relieved to hear that it hasn't, just as Alphino must have been. As you can imagine, both he and Urianger were desperate to hear the news from home when I arrived. I haven't actually seen Thancred and Y'shtola yet, but they will have heard all the latest developments from the Exarch by now, or should have at least. When I think of how frantic Tataru and the others must be, I want nothing more than to rush back and reassure them. But we still haven't found a way to reverse the summoning. And even if we had, we couldn't just ignore Urianger's vision. He may use 10 words where one would suffice, and they may often obscure as much as they reveal. But on this matter, he was as clear as day. I do not doubt for one moment that he saw what he claims. Nor how difficult it must have been to speak about them. The 8th Umbral Calamity and your death aren't exactly topics for idle conversation. As much as I might want to go home, I don't want to go home to that. We can't allow the rejoining to happen, which means we have to save the first from the Sin Eaters. That great wall of white is a remnant of the Flood. 100 years ago, the balance in the First tipped decisively in favor of light. From that moment, it rose and swelled with each passing day, and then, without warning, it burst forth like water from a broken dam. A colossal wave of pure light, drowning everything in its wake. Only Norvrant was spared. For the most part, living things are composed of ether of various different aspects. But when exposed to such a flood, their etheric harmony is shattered, and their natural form breaks down. Then they either perish, or are warped into mindless abominations. Yes, that's how the Sin Eaters came to be. They were once living creatures, or people, that were caught in the path of the Flood. Once the change is wrought, there is no going back. In that instant, they are gripped by an insatiable appetite for ether, and will happily gorge themselves on any living thing within reach. But even that is not the worst of it. The stronger Sin Eaters can plant light in us, like seeds in soil, corrupting our ether, and triggering the birth of new monstrosities. They are creatures of base instinct, that exist only to feed and to multiply. They feel no pity, know no remorse, and are utterly deaf to reason. Which is why they must be destroyed. Every last one of them. The infirmary is full of the Sin Eater's victims, left here to spend their final hours waiting for the change to overtake them.
It's just a matter of time. More for some, less for others. Those patients will all become monsters in the end. And to add an insult to injury, the afflicted are feared, shunned, cast out of society, and exiled here to the edge of the world. The only good thing I have to say about this hellish place is that it served me as well as a training ground. Tesleen and the others have also been kind enough to share their knowledge of Sin Eaters, which is knowledge I can now share with you, while you help me finish my patrol, of course. Here's what we'll do. I'll take the east side of the inn, and you clear the west. That way, you can have the undiluted experience with the resident terrors. These marks on your map are where the trouble spots, usual trouble spots are. What the heck was that? You can assume that any beast with a white hide or carapace is a Sin Eater, but you'll know for sure soon enough when they come slavering after your aether. Remember, it's kill or be killed with these monsters. Once you've slain whatever's prowling around out there, we can rendezvous back to the north entrance. Good hunting. How did you fare? As I thought. I thought there might be one or two lurking around on the fringes. Nothing out of the ordinary for this area. I expect you noticed it yourself, but individually, these lesser Sin Eaters are no more deadly than any natural predator you might encounter in the desert. It's when they appear in numbers when they pose a threat. Much like the Void Scent, they have an unfortunate tendency to flock to the strongest of their kind. Thus, when a powerful Sin Eater goes on the hunt, it might be attended by a veritable swarm of weaker kin. Imagine an army of such creatures descending on a village or a hamlet. That's a basic idea for behind my patrols. To cull their ranks often enough that their numbers won't be overwhelming when the big ones come out to play. And you certainly helped out on that front. Let's report our victories to Tesleen, shall we? Alize tells me you've helped out on our patrol. You have our thanks, and my apologies for leading you from one battle into another ever since the moment we met. In any case, I'm glad to see the two of you found each other. You have no idea how badly Alize has missed your company. Everything is always, if Lusa were here, she would... That is an exaggeration. I don't sound like that. Either. I was simply trying to view my matters from another perspective, and I respect Lusa's methods. Honestly, after seeing her in action, I can understand why. The way she leaps into the fray without hesitation, it really is something to behold. I might be a little smitten myself. I'm only teasing, though I have no doubt she deserves all the admiration she gets, just as you do. I'd love to lay out a welcome meal, but the duties I put off when I went to the market are still waiting for me. There's still 101 things I need doing. I'm sorry, but would you mind waiting here with Alize? What, and twiddle our thumbs while you work yourself to death? Surely there's something we can help you with. I could do with a hand, it's true. Thank you. We can start by helping me sort out the larder, Alize. While we do that, could you tend to a few patients perhaps? There are those 3 in particular which I mean to visit. It's just a matter of saying a few words to them, and seeing that their skin isn't caked in sand. Their names are Pawnil, Todden, and Halric. They may not give you much in the way of a response, but I promise they'll be pleased to meet someone new. Thank you. Todden glances up at you blankly, but you notice the tension in his face eases slightly. Halric remains utterly still as you wipe the sand off of his cheek. The texture of his skin has hardened into something akin to plaster. You've seen to the patients. How were they? Good. That's good. I knew they would enjoy meeting you. I am concerned about Halric, though. I'll have to speak with the other carers, but I think his time may be near. We shall leave you to have that discussion then. I was going to take Lusa to Morsuk if you have any errands that need doing. Well, I suppose there's one thing. Would you pick up a nectarine from the markets, please? Kessart's caravan just passed through, so Ronron might have some fresh fruit. Come then, Lusa. There is something I want you to see. Right after we stop at Ronron's stall, of course. Oh-ho! Back again, are you? You need another taste of Ronron's wares? actually were looking to buy a nectarine. Do you have any in stock? Oh yes, nectarines, peaches, grapes, fresh and juicy. Gods, I never seen a more merchant give away something for nothing before. How much coin did you spend here? Ah yes, I'll take a jar of honeyed worms as well. Worms. Oh no, they're not for me. It's an offering of sorts. The worms, if you please. Only the best regulars for you. Come again, my friends. Right. That is our shopping chores taken care of. Let's head up past the 8th array on the main tower. The view I want to show you can only be seen from its very top. What's in here? I've never been in here. No, wait, I have. Whoops. Here are your precious worms. That buys us a trip to the top of the tower, does it not? Glazed wigglers! You've actually bought them! I really shouldn't let you, but just this once, alright? Only once! Never fails. Shall we?
Look, over there, where the wall is broken. Do you see what lies beyond? That's what the land became after the light flooded in. An empty white nothingness. Life cannot exist in such conditions. The primordial light would wreak havoc on the body's etheric balance. That nectarine you bought. It's Halric's favorite fruit. Most of the patients, Halric included, survived the attacks of powerful eaters. But their fate was sealed all the same. The monster's corruption has entered their bodies, and their very essence is being subsumed by light. The twisted state of the world itself just makes matters worse. Under normal circumstances, a person's ether naturally tends to equilibrium. But for these poor souls, the opposite is true. Sooner or later, every single one of them will turn. Tesleen and the patients, they all know this. They know what has to be done before the change goes too far, before the eater within takes over. The preferred method is mixing poison into their favorite food. In my time here, I've borne witness to a lot of last meals. I feel just as helpless as before. No matter how hard I fight, it's never enough. But it's a war I mean to wage, nonetheless. Speaking of wars, do you remember how I made you promise not to leave me and then promptly collapsed? Well, let's just say I had a few words for the Exarch concerning the timing of his summons. But even if the fault lay with someone else, I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd abandon you on the battlefield. So I swore that I'd make up for my absence there by making a difference here. And that's what keeps me moving forward, even when things seem hopeless. On which note, it's time we headed back. The longer we keep Tesleen waiting, the harder this will be for her.
I'm glad I was able to fight against a fate worse than death. You're back. I hoped you had a nice time. Did you manage to find a nectarine? Thank you. Alize explained why I wanted this, had she? I can see it in your eyes. But we may not need of it just yet. I spoke with the others, and we decided to keep an eye on Halric for now. Thanks to you. Though if his time does come suddenly, we'll be ready to send him on his way with a taste of happier days. Well, nothing's going to happen for a while yet, so let's see if we can't lighten his mood. We don't want our gloomy faces worrying about the patients. I think it's time for that welcome meal, don't you? Take a seat. I'll make us a nice stew. Stew! I love stew.
Speak up if you'd like another helping. I made a little bit more than usual today.
And you've added something special to the broth, if I'm not mistaken.
Aye, well, it's not often we have visitors from the Crystarium, so I may have thrown in a few extra bits and bobs.
I'll have another bowl then.
That's what I like to hear. Give me a moment to warm up the pot. In a place like this, you learn to take what moments of happiness you can get. I remember when I first came here with my mother. She was showing the early signs. I knew there was no way to save her, but I just couldn't face what needed to be done. That's the way of it for most people. Why they travel from arms to stay here. Beaten, broken souls come to wait out the inevitable, to receive the mercy of a painless death. When my mother finally left this world, I was mad with grief, but also thankful that her passing was a peaceful one. It's never easy, ending a life you've cared for, even when you believe they go on to a better place. I often find myself wishing the Warrior of Darkness would come and do that part for me.
The Warrior of Darkness?
You've never heard the tale? I'm not sure where it began, but every child in Norvrant could tell you a version of it. Warrior of Darkness, servant of death, take care of our souls at our dying breath. Let sinners and eaters of sin go with thee, that all may return to the sunless sea. Well, that's the version I was taught anyway. It's just an old bedtime story. He's certainly never deigned to visit us here.
Which is a good thing, surely. He sounds rather ominous.
Do you think so? I always liked the idea that he treated every soul the same, even the Sin Eaters.
They're coming.
Desleen! Have you seen Halric? I swear, I only took my eyes off him for a moment.
Lusa, Alize, we have to go look for Halric. I don't know what's gotten into him, but if he's wandering out there all alone. We'll assign search areas and split up. Any idea where he might be headed? No, he's never done anything like this before. But it can't be a coincidence that the other patients are suddenly getting so agitated. They can sense something. In any case, let's keep a search close to the end. Halric isn't very sure on his feet, so he won't have gotten far. I'll search the east side. Please, Halric, please be alright. I'll cover the north and west. You take everything from here to the south. See no sign of Halric. Maybe he went further west. You scan your surroundings in search of Halric and suddenly find yourself under attack!
Any sign of him?
Just dirt.
No luck then. But he surely can't have gone far. We should keep looking. The Sin Eaters are out in force, and if we don't find him soon, you can be sure they will. Did you see the size of that thing? It must be one of the nasty ones. Wherever it's going, it can only mean trouble. After it! There it is! Is that... Oh, oh no! Ulrich! We have to run! Tesling! No!
We all deserve happiness, wherever we can find it. The time left to you is precious. No one should die in vain. Mother, I...
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Shadowbringers. And I think that's all I'm gonna have to do for today. It's very nice coming back to streaming. Yeah. Don't know if I can do this every Monday though. Maybe some other day? I don't know. I'll just have to see. Who knows? Oh yeah, and there's that end of life thing for Windows 10. Don't know if that's going to have anything to do with OBS or whatever. That's going to suck because that's when Final Fantasy cuts. It's not going to work on Windows 10 anymore because of the whole thing. Ah, it sucks! Oh, everyone's going to have fun without me. I'll just have to find another game to play with in the meantime. Luckily, I have a full library full of them. And yeah. I'll end it right here. Thank you everyone for watching. I am very glad to be back. And I will see you very soon. Good night.